All right, this one is going to be about the condition of the youth today. The condition of the youth today is the topic of today's conversation. All right. So this is what it is, man. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm going to tell you about the condition of the youth today. You know, because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people tell me that, and this is something I'm hearing a lot. They're telling me a lot that the youth is not listening. You know, the youth is out of control. The youth is bloodthirsty. I mean, they got all kinds of negative things to say about the youth. Like they don't forget that we was youth at one time, and we wasn't listening. And our condition was grave, you know? So that's why I'm going to speak on that today. Now, you know, I done been through hell and back, so I think that I'm qualified to speak on this. So let me see where we're going to go. We're going to start with the foundation. The foundation is when my generation was growing up, we had role models to look up to. There was negative role models, but there was role models, you know? Meaning, I walk out my house and I seen the pimp with a brand new Cadillac and 4 girls in fur coats, and he got the big mink coat on with the big mink hat to go with it and jewels everywhere. The girls ain't wearing nothing. I'm a little boy, my middle sex is standing up. Boing. I mean, like a gunshot, you know? That's how excited I got just looking at him. So, of course, me as a child looking on, I want to be like him, you know? And then now, from the neighborhood talking, we find out what it is he do, you know, and how he gets his money to drive this big fancy car and have these women. And then not only from that, from talking to him, you know, he's not discouraging us from going down it. He's just showing us his bling. You know what I mean? And letting us know that this is the fruits of the labor, you know, from having a sweet game. So, of course, that's what we want to be. Then we come out and we see the dope man. You know, the dope man is driving a big brand new Cadillac also with the Vogue spokes, the Trues. Y'all remember the Vogue spokes with the Trues. You know what I mean? Now, we see them driving that, and we want to be like them. And they let us know that, oh, that's the local pusher man. You know, of course, the elders said it that it was negative, you know, but the majority of the people amongst us, they looked up to them and praised them because they the ones that did for them. Remember, the government wasn't, and this is not to bash the government, but the government wasn't in our neighborhoods to give us anything, to be hands-on, to know what we needed. All they did was send out big blocks of cheese and had our people stand on this line to go get cheese to take home to go get constipated. You know, that's what the government did. But then now you could go to the pimp, the dope man, you know, the number runner, you know, you go to whoever, and your parents can tell them, you know, I fell behind on the rent. I need $500. I need $300. And they'll give it to them. There was no place from the state or the government that they could go to get that. You know, so why would we as kids grow up wanting to be a government official when we don't see them doing anything for us? But we see the pimps, the pushers, you know, and the number runners doing for our family. So now we want to do for our family, so we watch them intently. And as we watching them, we see the way it's going on, and then we learn from them. These are the role models we had. And from these role models, they taught us, you know, the street code. Because they all told us, you get caught, you don't tell on your comrade, you know, and you don't put your hands on a female. You put your hands on a female in order to control her, that means that you're a gorilla pimp. So the pimps I knew, they all talked against the gorilla pimp that wanted to put their hands on a female. Now, they always said, before you could control a woman or to make her fall in love with you, you must control her mind. Because that's where it starts from. The mind is connected to the heart. The blood is pumped from the heart to the mind. And once it get there, and you can control that mind, you can control the blood flow within her to stimulate as you want, whether it's sexually, physically, emotionally, or, just to go out and get the bag by spreading her legs. You know what I mean? But it all starts from the mind. But what they did now is, we had them to look up to. It was 100% negative. Let's get that straight. Not promoting it, not saying they did a good job. I think they did a great job in creating a monster. You know what I mean? But they didn't do a great job in creating a productive, child into society. So now, they go away to the Vietnam War. They come back and they all got monkeys on their back. So they go fight for a country that don't even love them. They come back and I'm driving down 42nd Street. I'm driving down 116th Street, 125th Street, 112th Street. Wherever I'm driving, I see, my elders sitting on the curb, nodding, dirty, ain't washed, hair messed up, and they're nodding out. And the police is driving by, look at them, and don't even take a second look. No one cared about them. But they went to fight for our country. They went to fight for our freedom, And everyone is walking around them, not paying them any mind. They don't even exist in society. But they existed enough to send them to go fight a war over another country. And that's why I touched on that topic briefly, and one of my good loyal subscribers, I'm not gonna say his name, he felt a way about me comparing, and I apologize for you feeling that way, because that's not the message. Pay attention to who's giving the message, and that's how you know where to go with the message. I'm just trying to push positive input into the minds of my viewers. And that's all I'm trying to do. So now I give the real. This was on Memorial Day, where that's a time to celebrate the soldiers, the fallen soldiers, that went to war. Now, they have this thing on TV where they standing in the monument and they showing all their fallen soldiers, But to my dear subscriber that took it the wrong way, let me try and explain it again, and let's get y'all in the comments, because I want to do more on this, but I want to make sure that we could all agree to disagree respectfully and be respectful with the comments and how we voice our disagreement to what I'm about to say. Now, we got the young brothers. Let's start with the war on drugs first, and then I'm gonna get to Chicago. We got the young brothers, like me. I'm growing up, and the light bill ain't paid. They behind on. I'm hearing mom and dad all about money, and I go on the corner, and like I said, I see my pimps, pushers, and number runners. They making money. So I go ask them for a job. Can I sweep up in front of your number spot? So they give me a broom and $20. Now, I take that $20 home. Mama's so happy, man. She ran out and went and bought a loaf of bread, eggs, and orange juice. Orange juice. Come on, dog. How much of us really had orange juice? I mean, keep it 100. We had Kool-Aid in the refrigerator back then. So to get a thing of Tropicana orange juice as a child, bringing it into your house, and mommy smiling and singing and playing Al Green while she frying the eggs, and you know what I mean, and doing her thing, and you feel good. Now you got to figure out a way to keep mama smiling, so we go back to the number runner or the pusher man, you know what I mean, or even the stick-up kid, and we asked him, what can I do? So the stick-up kid said, okay, I need you to just sit here, and watch this bank and let me know how many people is coming out or what time the guard goes on break. I don't know why, and I'm not thinking about why, and I don't care why. I'm just happy to have a job. So I got a job case in a bank. I don't know that he's going to go rob the bank, I don't know that somebody could get killed in the bank. I don't know that he could go to jail for the rest of his life, or he get killed in the bank or have to kill the guard. All I know is by me sitting here letting him know what time the guard goes on break, I'm going to get $30. Come on, man. So now I got more eggs, orange juice, you know what I mean? Fancy cereal with sugar on it instead of just cornflakes. Come on. Regular cheese instead of that constipated cheese that moms had to stand online for. This is what's going on. So I let him know, yo, he went to break at this time. He said, I'm going to take you back tomorrow. Let me know again what time. And he went 5 days. This man took me out there and sat me on a milk crate across the street. And I sat there on that milk crate and I just watched, and whatever time the guard went out, I let him know. A week later, it was on the news that it was a big shootout. It was a big shootout. It was a big bank robbery, and the robbers got away. And they said some astronomical number that to me was astronomical. Probably a couple of grand, maybe 20, 30 grand. But all I got was $20, $30 for looking out. I wasn't comparing myself with him, I would just say, man, I need to go in the bank so I could get the 30,000. I wasn't watching his money to say he got 30, so he owed me something, because at this time my mind is young and impressionable. So I'm learning. So now I want to get a pistol and go in the bank. I want to get 30,000 for going in. I done sat there and cased it. I knew what time the joint went. So all I got to do is go find my own bank and get my own thing. This is what we thinking at 11, 12, 13 years old, from these elders putting us out there with these negative impressions of life, we're going to call it, So now, here it go now. I want to go rob a bank. So I go rob a bank and I wind up in jail. That didn't happen. Just giving you an example for you fake ass trolls. And whenever I say I gotta give you a gunshot, because that's what you need. You really need a gunshot, and that's the problem. Y'all get away with sitting behind this keyboard faking so long because my days is over where someone have to say something in your face. You understand what I'm saying? So now they hide behind the keyboard. And they call you a sucker, a this, a that, he cipher, monkey cipher, They call you a rule of law, truth. They call you everything behind the keyboard, but won't say nothing in your face. And that's why I say they need gunshots. Because back in my days, you didn't like somebody, you told them. When I was in the prison, I'm riding. Let me ride this Monday morning. I'm in the prison. I told you about that case manager I had that his girl was an ex-stripper that was screwing everybody, and you know what I mean, was screwing the unit manager, and he turned around and of course all he kept saying was, but I love a dog. He loved this chick that's screwing everybody. He loved this chick that's screwing everybody. This dude couldn't stand me because I was the one to tell him in his face, you running around here acting like you all that. You can't even control your girl keeping her legs closed. She's screwing everything that breathes. And you telling me that you love a dog. Come on. I speak my mind. I tell a person how it is. I'm going to tell you like this. The rat in my case, right? Gunshots to the rat. One of the rats in my case, I heard him telling somebody that was just coming to cop from me. They said, man, that's an arrogant nigga. I can't stand your boss. This was somebody was telling me, one of my workers who turned out to be a rat, so he ain't worth nothing, so we got to give him another gunshot. He's telling me, that's an arrogant bastard. So the rat told him straight up, he said, man, unique is just unique. It's only two sides to him. Either you love him or you hate him. You know what I mean? That's it. It ain't no in between, because he ain't no friendly nigga. He ain't on no, ass kissing. He ain't gonna say what a nigga want to hear. He gonna speak his mind. So either you love his honesty or you hate his honesty. You know what I mean? It showed out later that he hated my honesty because he took the stand against me. But anyway, I'm not even mad at that clown. You know what I mean? I don't even pay them no mind. Gunshots to the clown. So that's where I'm at with this, so you understand. And like I said, I'm riding. You know what I mean? I'm riding. But I just want you to understand that, let's take it, let's take it back to the foundation of the youth. So you understand, They went to war, so give y'all a recap because I know that y'all really not used to riding. Like I said, I sat in the car and drove, from New York all the way down to Atlanta, with 20, 30, 40 keys in the trunk. And, we played a little Ron G, a little doo-wop, a little Double J, a little Buck Wild, you know what I mean? Star Child, Starsky, and we mixed it up because we was riding. So that's all I'm doing. I'm mixing the stories up because I'm riding, but at the end of the day, we get into the same destination like when I was taking the 40 keys down to Atlanta, which is Atlanta. So I'm getting to the same destination of, the conditions the youth is in. And I touched on one of my subscribers didn't like me equating the fallen soldiers of the United States military to the fallen soldiers of the gang wars in Chicago, So I know he wouldn't, like me comparing it to the war on drugs, but I'm a soldier. I'm a prisoner of the war on drugs. So I have to represent my people. Now, let me say this to you, my subscriber, with all due respects. None of this is to disrespect you. And you see the way I'm talking to you respectfully. Please put your disagreements in my comments respectfully, like I'm disagreeing with you respectfully. But let me explain to you why I compared the fallen soldiers of the gang wars in Chicago with the fallen soldiers of the United States military. Because end of the day, just like we was riding, I'm taking the 40 keys down to Atlanta, at the end of the day, it's still a war. These brothers that's in these gangs, they're in a war with each other, a self-created war, No disrespect to you young brothers either, but a senseless self-created war. If you could fight over a block saying that a dude walked on your block, like, I'm riding again, let me ride. Gunshots to me ride. I'm going to take you back to, 1980, 1981 in the Bronx over there by Twin Parks when I used to have to walk over the Fordham Road from Prospect and Katona and cut through Little Italy. And, I got hot. And I carried a big 9mm with me. Not saying that to brag, just letting you know what it is. But even with all that heart and that 9mm pistol, when I walked through Little Italy over there, going to Fordham Road, by what's that? I think it's Columbus High School and the White Castles where y'all know they got the, what's that joint? They got that auto zone over that way now. But when you cutting through those joints over there, like you going up towards Webster, a little park on Webster. I had a little shootout over that park. I might tell you about that on a Throwback Thursday or something. But anyway, when we come through there, those Italian kids used to chase us. If they caught us, they whooped us. Because that was their neighborhood and they wanted us to go around their neighborhood. They didn't want to allow us to walk through it, So now, let's say, but we was about money, you know what I mean? So we respected that and we went around and gave them the respect. But today with the gangbangers, they're what they call slide on them. Oh, they chase the side of there, we gonna slide on them. So they go over there, they just shoot up anything over there. Innocent kids, women, everybody get hit. You know what I mean? But that's not what they intended, but these are the reactions to their actions, where innocent people get hit. And, I know before the desensitization, you know what I'm saying. Me, I'm Jamaican, so that's come up. But, before they got desensitized, they felt some type of empathy, for the ones hit by a stray bullet. But then after a while, they realized that their younger brothers that might have got hit by a stray bullet is the same ones that is going to grow up to join their gang to come back and shoot at them. So then it's like, screw them too, even those that got hit by the stray bullet, because they're going to grow up to be a part of the gang to also stop them from walking through the neighborhood. Riding again, gunshots to the ride. Just like the Chinese movies. If you ever went to watch those Chinese movies, the karate movies, they always avenge their brothers. Always avenge their brothers. So, you know, just like when they hit the World Trade Center, you know, America avenged it. And they went over there and they bombed up the places and, you know, carried on. That's just what happened in wars. Now, like I said, Chicago with the gangs and all that, that's a self-created war. If a man can't walk from, you know, 62nd to 64th or 65th Street without getting shot at, and then now he's dead, or he gets caught and he goes to prison. And then the block still belong to the city of Chicago. It's not even their block. When we fought back in the days, we was taught to fight for $1 and to protect $1, which is a spot. We had a drug spot that we was making money in. So if somebody violated that drug spot, we fought for that. That meant busting our guns or whatever. Period. You understand that? But now, you know, that's to protect $1, but then now with the gangbanging, that's to protect a block that's not producing any revenue. So I'm talking to you youngins in Chicago. Let me get close to this. I'm talking to you youngins in Chicago. I respect you wholeheartedly, you know, and I apologize for me and my generation falling for the bait and getting caught and going to prison for decades and leaving you soldiers out here without any direction where you had to find your own way. So I can't hold you responsible for the way you found and chose to go, because I violated and let you down by falling victim to the crack era and poisoning my community, which again, I apologize for. But I did what I knew as a youth. And a lot of you suckers and fake trolls that I'm getting ready to give these gunshots to, you know, you can't understand that. Oh, he poisoned the community. I did what I had to do to eat. Just like these young brothers out here that's gangbanging is doing what they got to do to survive. When you can't, you know, when you're in the middle of a block and both sides is beefing with you, and anywhere you go, left or right, they're shooting at you, you got no choice but to shoot back. Because you're trying to survive. Just like when we were starving. Not making any excuses of modification. Modification is just a justification to justify wrong with, you know, a fake answer that you're trying to make mean something. So I'm not trying to justify me selling drugs. I'm not trying to justify the brothers gangbanging. I'm just trying to bring clarity and understanding. If you sit back long enough and take your time to listen, because that's the key. Look, listen, and observe. You don't need to open your mouth every time a man open his mouth or a woman open their mouth. If you already know something, you don't need to say, yeah, I know. Stop it. If you already know, sit back, shut the F up, and just let them speak, and you absorb what they're giving you, and it's up to you if you choose to digest it, you know, or regurgitate it. That's your choice. So, you know, when I mention about these fallen soldiers, you know, because that's what these brothers in Chicago is, because it's a war. End of the day, we might not like the war. We might not agree with the war, but it is a war. So when there's casualties, they're victims and circumstances of that war. So when they have a Memorial Day, even though we don't agree with that war, they're still victims and casualties of their self-created war. This might be a little too deep for you. I just felt like really going here today. If you want to hear more about that, you know, put it in the comments. But I'll try to watch what I say, because I know that too much sunlight can burn a plant, and too much water can also drown that very plant. So I don't want to burn you, and I don't want to drown you, because I know this can be overwhelming because you're not used to hearing it in this form. My brother got two to the head out in Seattle, Washington. during the drug war. So I celebrated his death on Memorial Day. Yes, we did wrong. We did haram, as we call it in Islam. We did wrong poisoning our community. But we still was on a side in that war, even though I admit that we was on the wrong side in that war. But he's still a casualty of that war. Still a casualty of that war. So if y'all don't really understand and take heed to what I'm saying while I'm here to give it to you, I'm not supposed to be sitting here right now. They gave me Life Plus 20 because they took, the future leaders of the urban communities and targeted us because we chose to pick up the bait that they put there, which was the cocaine, and poison our people. But we didn't go bring tons over here from Colombia. And the crazy part is the people that bring the tons, they got an extradition law that say that they can't get extradited if they're going to get more than like 30 years. But then we go in court and we get 6 life sentences in, 600 years. But the very people who shipping the tons and flooding the neighborhoods can't get more than 30. Then if they talk, they get 10. I mean, some of them don't get nothing for talking, depending on who they tell on. So pay attention to what I'm saying. I know it's a little new to you, but I'm going to take my time and, like a professor, and give y'all a course, in the streets. So I want to say to my gangbanging brothers, fall back from that senseless war and stop and think. If y'all need to reach out to me, my phone number, I think that number's still, I'm getting a new phone number because these trolls and stuff, the devil is strong. The devil done sent oppositions and tribulations, along my path to slow down the message that I'm bringing to you. So we got dudes hacking the Cash App, and we got dudes, don't even hack my Facebook, and they putting them porno stuff on the Facebook. I don't even use the Facebook like that. You know what I mean? Somebody check in on it once in a while for me. But you got dudes putting on porno stuff and they done hack the Facebook. Definitely gunshots to them. But they hustling too. Gunshots to the dude that at the Cash App. But he's hustling too. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to get my hands on him, But that's what I do to people that take something from me. But I got to respect the fact that he's hustling too. And Allah willing, I get a chance to see one of them. You know what I mean? Because God is good. He's always giving me everything that I wanted. So better believe I'm going to catch one of them. They just hope that, But anyway, so I want y'all to really understand that what they did was they took the potential leaders off the streets during the crack era that they waged war on us. Remember, the government waged war on crack. Remember that. Then we got the young brothers in Chicago that waged war on themselves. And I want to know this. How could the government go to Iraq, invade the whole country, kill Saddam Hussein's son, Uday and Uday, you know what I mean? And track Saddam Hussein down in a bunker with $500,000 hiding on the ground like a groundhog. But they can't stop the violence in Chicago. You explain that to me. One of my theories is they're just going to sit back. They're going to let you young brothers, so pay attention. Pay attention, you youngins. I'm talking to you youngins in Chicago because I respect you. I respect your gangster. From one gangster, an ex-gangster, to a present gangster. Because I know what you're going through, and I know what you're feeling, how you're thinking, and how you're moving. But I want y'all to understand this. What they're going to do is they're going to let y'all continue to kill up each other. Then they're going to wage war on your projects Once they get a big corporation that wants to come in and buy your projects to put in high rises, or or a big factory, or a big Nike store, or big Macy's or mall, once somebody show interest in that location, which is prime location, they're gonna wage war on you guys. And then they're gonna come in, and then the rest of society, even your very community, is gonna feel like they're doing the right thing until 30 years from now, when whoever is still living, when they realize that they done took our babies, because you're our babies. I'm 59 years old. Yeah, I know I look good, you know what I mean? But I'm 59 years old. Next year I'll be 60. You know what I mean? I went in when I was 29, so I've been going half my life in prison. So I watch these changes and I see what they doing to you. They're gonna let y'all keep killing up each other, and then they're gonna really start blasting it on the news. All y'all gonna make the news. Everybody gonna be famous. They're gonna put all y'all on the news as far as, y'all killing each other's out of control. They gotta go in, they gotta bring the National Guard, they gotta do this, they gotta do that. They're gonna bring bombs, tear gases, and everything else over there. Stuff that you can't even get your hands on. They letting you get your hands on the weapons they want you to get your hands on that keeps you limited. Just like, that's why they go at North Korea. They go at North Korea because they're saying that they don't want them to get these ballistic missiles, because they don't want them to be able to put these, I don't even know if I can say it on YouTube, but these bombs on the tip of the missiles and shoot it outside their range to hit American bases or Allies bases. But they allow them, and they sell them, weapons that they want them to have that keeps it contained for them to just, slaughter each other. Just like they're allowing y'all to get, those AK-47, the guns with the switches, the extendos, because you're using them on each other. As long as you use them on each other, they're going to sit back and let y'all continue to do what you do, slaughter each other off. Then when the numbers get weak enough and they get a big buyer to come in and want it, then they're going to come in and they're going to say, you know what I mean? Oh, it's a war in Chicago. They love each other. Y'all been doing it for the longest. They letting y'all ride because there's no big buyers that want your property yet. So the ones that don't get, killed in that, and the ones that go to prison, our parents and our babies will be out here the same way when we went away for the crack era. Y'all was out here. And look at the condition you're in now, that I have to come back after 30 years in the belly of the beast to try and give y'all a message. I'm giving y'all a message. That's like, good example. That's like someone dying, you know what I mean? And coming back. And they tell you, oh, on the other side, it's hellfire. It's nothing but fire and devil and animals and dragons and, Now you don't want to go there. Or somebody come back saying, man, it's paradise. You get 9 virgins and land with running water in the desert. And you live like a king and queen. Now everybody wants to go there, but there's no one that's been there to come back to tell us. But I've been to hell on earth. I've been to Lewisburg. I've been to ADX Supermax, where they got El Chapo, Larry Hoover. I was there with Larry Hoover. I might even give you a Larry Hoover story this week. You know what I mean? I was with everyone because they expected to bury me. They had me as one of the leaders that could make a change amongst our people, the same as they had, Larry Hoover, Tukey, Guy Fisher, William Underwood, Lou Sims, Peter Shue, Kevin Charles, Larry Moe, Antone White, ER, Big Red, Earl Coleman Bay. I mean, let's even go to Baltimore. Let's not forget Peanut King. Let's not forget Rudy Williams. I mean, come on. We could go all day. These are the leaders from our communities that they took away from us so our babies could be raised without us, so that they can control and take our neighborhoods from us. And there's no one to defend it, or no one to stand up to let the youth know that the power of the vote is more powerful than the pistol. The power of the vote is more powerful than the pistol. Because the pistol, that ends the game. The power of the vote moves the game. You follow me? So y'all don't even know the importance of voting. A lot of you youngins, and I'm talking to you, like I said, definitely not disrespecting you, because I respect you wholeheartedly, because, you know, I want to be respected for my wrongdoing, for my misguidance, for my lack of education. And this might be a little too deep for y'all, so I'm not doing this one for this is not for no views. This is just to give it to the ones that want it. So you want it, you share these videos. Go to my podcast at Unique Mecca Audio over there at Spotify and iTunes and all that, and download a video and check me out on Roku. You know, because I put a lot of these videos and some different videos up over there. But I gotta watch what I do over here, you know, because a lot of y'all is not ready for the real. But I have to do my duty and attempt to give you the real. Whether you absorb it, digest it, you know, or regurgitate it, it's on you. But I'm doing my part by bringing it to you. Now, for that, I'm getting ready to end. You know what I mean? Put in the comments what you think it is. Be respectful. I was respectful the whole time to everyone that came out my mouth. So all I ask is, feel free to disagree, but don't get up here being stupid in my comments, because I will block you, being that I can't catch you to give you a couple of these. You know what I mean? So just keep it at 100, man. Let me tap out. All right.
Cheers, cheers. Toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
What?
Fresh out the can of 26,
yeah.
He back on the strip, getting back in the mix.
Yeah.
What he mentions a gift.
Right.
You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit.
Yeah.
Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn.
Real.
Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.